Hello, my friends. I am here and I see you. I see you and I see your hearts. And they are not light. They are not dancing. I see so much confusion, so much misery. You come to me with such long faces, your shoulders burdened, your eyes looking for an answer. And when you ask your questions, they all come down to one thing: love, sex. The one thing in this world that should be the most joyous, the most playful, the most beautiful dance of life has become your heaviest burden. It has become your problem. Why? Have you ever really asked this? Not just on the surface, not just asking your priest or your psychoanalyst. Have you ever sat silently under a tree and just looked at this phenomenon? Why is something so natural, so biological, so full of vital energy, creating so much misery, so much guilt, so much suffering for you? I will tell you why. It is not the sex that is creating the misery. It is not the love. It is not the energy. The energy is pure. It is your mind. It is the seriousness that has been injected into you like a slow poison from the very cradle. It is the poison of sin that has been fed to you by the priest. It is the poison of utility fed to you by the politician. It is the poison of duty fed to you by your parents, who themselves were poisoned. They are all afraid of your joy, because a joyous person is a free person. A joyous person is a rebellious person. A joyous person cannot be controlled. You cannot send a joyous person to war. How can you? He will laugh at the whole idea. He will say, I am so joyous. Why should I go and kill other people who are also joyous? You cannot make a joyous person sit in a miserable dark office for 50 years just accumulating numbers. He will say, what is this foolishness? The sun is shining, the birds are singing, the wind is in the trees, I am going to dance. You cannot exploit a joyous person. So the whole mechanism of your society, the priest, the politician, the so-called teachers, they have a deep investment in your misery. They must destroy your joy. And where is the deepest, the most explosive, the most easily available source of your joy? It is in your love, it is in your sex, it is in your simple, biological, beautiful animal energy. So they attack it there, they poison the very source. My own understanding is this, and listen closely, because this is the root of the entire sickness of humanity. If sex becomes fun, if it becomes a simple, joyous playfulness, prostitutes will disappear from the world. Yes, you are shocked. You have been taught that the priest and the prostitute are enemies, that the priest is the saint and the prostitute is the sinner. This is a lie. They are in business together. They are two sides of the same ugly coin. It is the priests who have forced millions and millions of women for centuries to be prostitutes. How? It is a very simple mechanism. By creating the idea of sin in your mind, the priest tells you sex is sin, your body is dirty, your desires are from the devil. To be holy, you must repress. So you are split, you are torn apart right in the middle. You have a higher self and a lower self. Your soul is good, your body is bad. When you want to pray, when you want to be good, you go to the priest, you go to the church, the temple, the mosque. But what about your biology? What about the energy that is bubbling in you? You can repress it, but you cannot destroy it. Energy cannot be destroyed. So when the repressed energy becomes too much, when the lower self needs a release, you cannot go to your wife. Why? Because she is a good woman, she is a respectable woman. The priest has told you that too. She is the mother of your children. She is a lady. How can you be animal and dirty with a good woman? How can you be playful? No, with her you must be serious. It is a duty. So you go to the prostitute, the bad woman. The priest creates the division. He creates the tension. He creates the guilt. And the prostitute gives you a release from that tension for a price. The priest creates the sickness, and the prostitute sells you a temporary, ugly medicine. And you are caught between these two, this whole ugly mess, this division of women into saints and sinners, this turning of men into hypocrites. It exists for one reason. You have separated love from play. You have made it serious. There is no need at all for any woman to fall so low as to sell her love. And what an ugly thing it is to sell love. At least, my friends, at least, can we not leave one thing, just one thing, love, out of the marketplace? Your whole life has become a marketplace. You sell your time for money. You sell your skills for a promotion. You sell your smile to your boss. You sell your political vote for a promise. Everything, every single thing in your life has become a commodity. Your education is a commodity. Your health is a commodity. Your art is a commodity. But love, can we not have just one thing in this world that is not a commodity? Just one thing that has no price label on it? Because real love, real intimacy, real playfulness, it is immensely valuable, but it has no price. The moment a price is put on it, it is no longer love. It is a transaction, and in a transaction, everybody loses. The man who goes to the prostitute, he is falling in his own eyes. He knows it. Deep down, in the core of his being, he knows he is doing something ugly. He is not relating to a human being. He is using a thing. He is trying to buy something that can only be given as a gift. You cannot buy love. You cannot buy respect. You cannot buy presence. You can only buy a body for a few minutes. And he feels hollow. He feels empty. He feels more miserable than before. And the woman who is functioning as a prostitute, deep down, she is condemning herself. She has to. She is selling something which is priceless. She is selling her body, her temple, for a few dollars. She is committing a spiritual suicide every day, every customer. She has to become cold, hard, like a stone, just to survive the sheer ugliness of it. And this is the society your priests have created, a society of hypocrites, buyers, and sellers. But remember this, and never forget it. Priests and prostitutes will disappear together. They will not disappear by your laws. They will not disappear by your governments. Your politicians are just part of the same game. We cannot just close the brothels. That is foolish. That is just changing the sign on the door. The problem is not the brothel. The problem is the church. The problem is the guilt in your heart. The moment you, not someone else, you stop feeling guilty about your own beautiful God-given energy, the moment you accept your body as a sacred, beautiful, divine gift, the moment you can make love to your own wife or your own husband or your lover, playfully, joyously, with laughter, without any shadow of sin, in that very moment, for you, the priest becomes unemployed and the prostitute becomes unnecessary. This is what I mean when I say I always go to the very root. The root is not the behavior. Your moralists are always trying to change the behavior. Don't do this, don't do that. It is all nonsense. The root is the consciousness. The root is the poison of seriousness that has been put into your blood. That's why I emphasize again and again, and I will shout it from the rooftops until I am gone. Let sex be a playfulness, a fun. It is just energy. What is it? It is two people meeting, merging, dancing, a beautiful, silent, energetic dance, like two flames merging and becoming one, like two songs merging and creating a new harmony. Why are you so serious about it? But I know why. I can hear your mind. I can hear the priest in your head. The mind immediately says, but Osho, this is dangerous. What about the consequences? What about children? This fear, the priest has used for centuries. The fear of responsibility, the fear of consequences. But my friends, you are not living in the time of Moses. You are not living in the time of Manu. We are living in a new time. And since the invention of the pill, there is no problem. Science, for once, has done something tremendously beautiful. It has done something that no religion has ever done. It has finally absolutely separated sex from reproduction. This is a new freedom. This is perhaps the greatest freedom to have happened to humanity. For the first time, a woman is as free as a man. For the first time, love is not necessarily tied to the burden of children. You need not be worried about children, unless you choose to be, unless you decide consciously, meditatively, to invite a new life, a new guest into the world. Now, love can be completely, totally fun with no responsibility, with no trouble following it. You can just enjoy it. So what is stopping you? The pill is in your hand. The freedom is here. What is stopping you? The priest. Not the priest in the white robe or the saffron robe in the church or the temple. He is almost dead. He has no real power over you. The real priest is the priest inside your mind. He is very much alive. He is sitting on a throne in your head. He is the accumulation of all the shoulds and should nots you have ever been told. He is the voice of your mother, your father, your teacher, your society. He is continuously in your mind talking to you, yakety yak, yakety yak. This is wrong. Don't do that. You are a sinner. What will people say? Are you being good? This is ugly. This is not spiritual. You are trying to make love to your woman or your man, and the priest is right there in the bed with you, giving his Sunday sermon. It has become a crowd. It is no longer an intimate meeting of two people. It is you, your partner, and the priest, and the pope, and your mother-in-law, and your father, and the whole dead society. How can you make love in such a crowd? It is impossible. You have become numb. You are just going through the motions. There is no joy. There is no totality. This is the first thing to be understood. You have to tell this inner priest to go to hell. You have to put your mind aside. This is the first step in the art of love. You must see this inner priest. You must watch him, how he functions, how he manipulates you with guilt. And I want to ask you right now, what is your priest telling you? What is the one serious idea, the one sin that the priest in your head always whispers to you? Be brave. This is your life. Bring it out of the darkness of your mind and into the light. Write it down in the comments below. The moment you write it, the moment you expose it, it starts to lose its power. You will see how foolish, how borrowed it is. And your comment, your courage, might just be the key that helps another friend here unlock their own chains. So do it. This is a meditation. This is just the beginning. This is the understanding. This is the what. This is the diagnosis of the sickness. But you will ask me, Osho, how? How do we do this? How do we kick this priest out? How do we learn this art? How do we create this playfulness? That is the next and most beautiful step. So you ask me, Osho, how? How do we become playful? How do we drop this seriousness that is in our very bones? It is not so easy. I know it is not easy. The habits are old. The conditioning is deep. The priest has not just visited you, he has built a fortress in your mind. He is your mind. But I am not here to give you more theories. Your head is already full of theories, and they are all useless. They are just junk. I am here to give you a very simple, practical, experimental way. I am here to give you the key to your own temple. This is the art of love, because it is an art. It is not a biological accident. It is not a mechanical act. It is not a duty. It is the highest art. And the first step in any art is to create the space for it. A musician needs his studio. A painter needs his canvas. A lover needs a temple. So, the first step, and it is a very concrete step, if you can afford it, and even if you live in one small room, you can make a small corner. Your room for love should be separate. Yes, a separate room, or a separate corner made sacred. Why? You think this is a small detail? This is the whole foundation. You don't go into your temple, your church, your mosque to read the newspaper, do you? Do you go there to argue about money? Do you go there to shout at your children? Do you go there to worry about your job? No. You go there, or you are supposed to go there, to be silent, to be meditative, to be open to the divine. But what about your bedroom? You do everything there. And you do the ugliest things there. You are unaware of many things. The same bed in which the husband and wife sleep, they fight there, they argue, they throw pillows at each other. They turn their backs to each other, pretending to be asleep, but inside they are boiling with anger, with hatred, with resentment. You cry into that pillow, you are miserable in that bed, you are lonely in that bed, you think about your boss there, you worry about the bills there. The bed is vibrating with all this madness, the walls are absorbing all this misery day after day, year after year, and then on the same bed, you try to make love, and you wonder why it is not a beautiful divine experience. How can it be? You are trying to pray in a marketplace. You are trying to meditate in the middle of a war. They don't understand. You don't understand that each act, each thought, each feeling, it has its own vibration. Yes, vibrations. Just as a room keeps the smell of a perfume, it keeps the vibration of a thought. A room where someone has been murdered, you can feel it. A room where a child has been laughing, you can feel that too. A room where people have been fighting is vibrating with anger. The room of love should be full of only one vibration, the vibration of love, only love. So create this temple. It is your first act of consciousness. Even if it is just one small corner of your room, you can make it a temple. You can put a beautiful cloth over a small table. You can put flowers. You can have a different special light. And you must make a commitment, a sacred vow to yourself and to your partner. In this room of your love, in this temple, never do anything else. No fighting, no argument ever. If you are not in a good mood, if you are angry, if you are sad, if you are feeling serious and heavy, then it is better not to go to the room of love. This will seem strange to you. You think you must perform. No, it is better to go for a walk. Go to the gym, shout into a pillow in the other room, dance madly, have your fight in the kitchen if you must. Clear the energy. Be authentic to your anger, but do not bring your ugliness, your seriousness, your anger into the temple. This is the first discipline, the first art. And when you are ready, when you feel the call of love, the call of play, When you enter this room, this temple, you should leave your shoes out. This is not just some empty tradition. It is a profound, symbolic act. You are leaving the world outside. The shoes carry the dust of the road, the dirt of the marketplace, the worries of the office, the ambition, the competition. You are leaving it all at the door. You are stepping from the mundane into the sacred, and you should leave your heads out too. Yes, just put them in the shoes. This is the most important part and the most difficult for you. The shoes carry the dust of the world. The head carries the dust of the mind. And what is the mind? The mind is the priest. The mind is the past, all your guilt, all your memories, all your shoulds and should nots. The mind is the future, all your worries, all your plans, all your expectations. The mind is the yakety yak, yakety yak. The mind is the great spoiler of love. Love is a phenomenon of the heart. Love is a phenomenon of your totality. The mind can only divide, it can only analyze, it can only calculate, it cannot love. When you are making love, is your mind there? Am I doing it right? Does she think I am a good lover? Does he still love me like he used to? I must not forget to buy milk tomorrow. That is the priest, that is the mind. And you are no longer there. You are in your head. You are not in your body. You are not in the moment. So you must leave the head at the door. How? You enter the room. And before you do anything, you just breathe. You become aware of your body. And before you make love, have a good shower. Be clean. Be fresh. This is not just about hygiene. Your priests have made you afraid of the body, but they are obsessed with cleanliness in a sick way. I am not talking about that. I am talking about respect. Respect for your own body, which is a divine living temple. Respect for your partner's body, which is another divine living temple. The shower, the warm water, it is a beautiful ritual. It washes away the day. It washes away the energy of the crowds, the sweat of the office, the stress of the boss. The water cleanses not just the skin, but your aura, your energy. You come to your partner fresh, new, born again in this moment. And then, after the shower, meditate for a few minutes. This is not something you have to do. It is a non-doing. Sit silently together, or sit alone for a few moments before you meet. Just breathe. Watch your breath coming in, going out. Feel the energy in your body. Feel the life pulsing in your hands, in your feet. Become present. Leave the office, leave the kitchen, leave all the worries of the past and the future. Be here now. This is the whole art of meditation, to be here now. And love can only happen now. It cannot happen in the past. That is just memory. It cannot happen in the future. That is just fantasy. But your mind is always in the past or the future. That's why you must leave the mind at the door. You sit, you breathe, you arrive, you are here, and then you make it a beautiful experience. Let the room be lighted not by electricity but by candles. Why? What is the difference? The difference is vast. Electricity is harsh. It is of the mind. It is aggressive. It is logical. It shows every flaw, every speck of dust. It leaves no mystery. It is good for an office, for a factory, for a hospital. Candles. Candles are soft. They are warm. They are flickering, alive. They dance. They create shadows. They create mystery. They are of the heart. Love needs a space of mystery, of softness. The candle flame is a living prayer. And let there be some fragrance. just as it is in the temples, burn fragrance, incense, or just bring a few fresh flowers. Why? Because the smell, the nose, it is the most primitive sense, it is the most non-intellectual, it bypasses the mind. A smell does not argue. A smell goes directly to your heart, to your memories, to your being. It can change your mood, your energy instantly. It makes the air sacred. It changes the vibration of the room. You see, this is not a technique, this is consciousness, this is art. You are creating a space, a sacred space, a space where the mind feels unwelcome, a space where the heart can open, a space where love can happen. You are not doing love, you are allowing love to happen. You are inviting the God. This is what I mean when I say, I want love to be your only God, your old gods, your God in the sky. They are all so serious, so judgmental. They are sitting on their golden thrones with long white beards, counting your sins. They are miserable gods, created by miserable priests. For miserable people, they are all against love, against life, against joy. My God is not like that. The God I am talking about is the God of this moment, the God of energy, the God of life, the God that is in you and between you, the God that is love. And with God, with this God, you need not be serious. In fact, you cannot be serious. Seriousness is the only sin. Seriousness is the only atheism. You have to be playful, joyous. With this God, prayer is not kneeling on a hard, cold floor and looking miserable. With this God, prayer is a dance. Prayer is a song. Prayer is a laughter that comes from your very belly, and love. Love is the highest prayer. So when you are in your temple with your partner, you are in the presence of God. So be playful, laugh, dance. Don't be in a hurry. You are not going anywhere. The mind is always in a hurry. The mind is always goal-oriented. What's next? Are we finished? Did I perform? Drop the goal. Drop the idea of performance. You are not on a stage. You are not in an examination. You are in a temple. The journey is the goal. The moment, this very moment, is the eternity. Just be with the energy, play with it. Sometimes you will just hold hands and that will be enough. Sometimes you will just sit and look into each other's eyes and that will be a deep communion. Sometimes you will laugh and dance. And sometimes your bodies will meet, not as two things, but as two energies, melting, merging, disappearing. If you can be in your temple with your partner, with no mind, no goal, no guilt, just a pure, playful, joyous dance of two energies melting into each other, that is the transformation, that is the satori, that is the taste of the divine. This is not a difficult thing, it is very simple. It is simply a question of understanding what is happening to you. It is a question of seeing the conditioning, seeing the priest in your head and all his ugly tricks, and the very understanding, the very seeing will change the whole thing. You don't have to fight the priest in your head. The moment you see him, the moment you bring your light of awareness to him, he starts to lose his power. He can only live in darkness. The moment you see the darkness disappears. You will drop the seriousness, not because I am telling you to, but because you will see how ridiculous it is. You will drop the guilt because you will see it is just a heavy, ugly rock that you have been tricked into carrying, and you will start laughing. You will laugh at the whole absurdity of it. The first person you should laugh at is yourself for carrying this burden for so long. So I ask you again, my friends, Are you ready to play? This is not just information. I am not a teacher. I am not giving you knowledge. I am giving you an invitation to an experiment. And I want to know what is just one practical thing from all that we have talked about that you will do starting today to make your love more playful, to build your temple. Will you buy candles? Will you decide on a no-fight rule for your bedroom? Will you commit to leaving your phone, your head, outside the room? Will you have a shower with this new understanding? Don't just listen and forget. This can change your whole life, but you have to take the first step. Let me know in the comments. Write down your one commitment, your one step. When you write it down, you make it real. You plant a seed, and your comment, your simple, honest commitment, it will create a beautiful energy here. It will inspire others. This is how we create a temple, right here together in this moment. And if any of this has touched your heart, if it has made you feel even a little lighter, a little more joyous, don't keep it to yourself. This is not a message to be hidden. The priests want you to hide. This is a message to be shouted from the rooftops. Share this video, share it with your partner, and watch it together. Share it with your friend who looks too serious. Share it with anyone who is suffering in the name of love. Let's make this playfulness, this joy, infectious. This is a beautiful journey, my friends. It is the art of life itself. And if you want to walk this path together, to explore more, to destroy more old conditioning ends, and to find more new ways to dance, then subscribe. Join this caravan of joy. Be a light to yourself. Be playful. Be joyous. I love you.